Director John Brennan, who hates President Trump and says Trump is a national security risk, is in hot water. Yesterday, the House Judiciary Committee referred Brennan to the Justice Department for criminal prosecution. Why? Well, the criminal referral...
So, this back at it, just another black conservative. And from my last video, when we talked about John Brennan and him, Jim Jordan wanted to bring criminal charges against him because of his lies. Right on time, because I asked in the last video, why do you think Jim Jordan is bringing these charges, or wants to bring these charges? Well, 2 hours later, he pops up on Newsmax with Greta Van Susteran, and he explains himself. I haven't watched this video yet, so we're going to watch it together. Let's check it out.
Says that the former CIA director knowingly made false statements to Congress about his alleged role in the, quote, Russia collusion hoax. In the criminal referral letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan wrote, quote, Brennan's testimony before the committee on May 11, 2023 was a brazen attempt to knowingly and willfully testify falsely and fictitiously to material facts, end quote. Earlier, I spoke with the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Mr. Chairman, nice to speak to you, sir.
Good to be with you, Greta.
You have made a criminal referral to the Department of Justice.
So I had an idea that he did lie. I'm not sure what the documents say, but Jim Jordan, I guess, will spell it out right here. So we will see exactly where we're going with this.
Tell me what it is and why.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to lie. We all know that. And you're definitely not supposed to lie when you're under oath talking to Congress. I mean, this is, you know this, Greta, as a skilled counselor like you are. 18 U.S.C. Section 1001, you're not supposed to do that. And it sure looks like that's exactly what John Brennan did. He told us he wasn't involved at all with the dossier when they put the intelligence community assessment. He said he didn't want it referenced in the intelligence community assessment back in 2016, 2017. And yet, because of Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard declassifying a House Intelligence Committee's report, it looks like that is exactly, wrong, what Brennan said.
Oh, I forgot about Tulsi Gabbard's declassification of documents. So that opens up a whole new avenue here. So let's let Jim Jordan continue.
Said because in that report they said John Brennan put in writing, yes, include the dossier in the intelligence community assessment, and there was a situation where one individual at the CIA approached Mr. Brennan and said, "Hey, this dossier doesn't stand up. The underlying intelligence is just not there. It's garbage. It shouldn't be in the report." And Mr. Brennan's response was, "Yeah, but doesn't it seem right? Doesn't it fit?" I mean, he was out to get the president.
So John Brennan was trying to get this document to fit the dossier. We all forget about the dossier, that fake document. I should say it, that fake ass document that they tried to pin on Trump. So it makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
And I think that's obvious from what ODNI Director Gabbard declassified and made available to the public. So I don't do many of these. We really, over the years, haven't done many referrals because I think it's got to be really solid before you do something like this. But this is one where I think the evidence is clear. Mr. Brennan told us under oath he was not involved with the dossier. It wasn't used when, in fact, it was.
All right. Well, it's clear that he hates President Trump. I mean, that's pretty clear from all the things that he says on television. He says he's a danger to national security and everything. But how do you tell the difference between a mistake and a faulty memory and something that is, that's a perjury, that it's material? I mean, how do you get into his head?
You gotta like Greta, because she does push back and brings up, well, maybe he had a faulty memory and he forgot he did that. I don't think so. He's a savvy CIA person. I don't think he had bad memory. He may use that as his defense if they do bring a criminal charges against him, but we shall see.
I had to find this out.
Well, I mean, I think it's the emphasis he put on it when we ask him these questions, the emphasis he put on, no, we weren't involved, that was the FBI, it wasn't the CIA. And then you couple it with Mr. Brennan overall. So we also included in our referral letter a time when then Congressman Gowdy asked Mr. Brennan questions in an open hearing about the dossier. I think he lied there as well. And maybe this is the irony of it all. We were actually deposing Mr. Brennan last Congress on a different issue. It was about the 51 former intel officials who signed that ridiculous letter saying the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian information operation. We were deposing him about that, and we got into this issue, and that's where we think he lied to us. So I think there's a pattern with Mr. Brennan not being square with Congress, not being square with the American people, and so we use...
He's a CIA member. Of course he's not going to be square. He's used to wiggling his way out of situations. Okay, let's go.
All that, I think, is the basis for this referral.
All right, when we say referral goes to the Attorney General Pam Bondi, and then she makes a decision, or on her underlings, whether to put it before a grand jury, and then it's the grand jury that would ultimately make a decision whether or not they believe there's evidence that there's a crime. That's the process, right?
Yep.
Am I right?
As a great lawyer, you've got it right. It's up to the Justice Department and what they present to the grand jury and what the grand jury does. But again, I think this is pretty compelling. As I said before, we don't do many of these. I think there's a pattern with Mr. Brennan. That's why we put this together. And I think it's really clear. And God bless Tulsi Gabbard for declassifying the report from the House Intelligence Committee that showed just the opposite of what Mr. Brennan testified to under oath when we had him in for his deposition.
You know, one of the hard things about this, from my viewpoint, is that Brennan, former CIA Director Brennan, has been so outspoken in his hate of Trump, and to bring up another case, former FBI Director James Comey, who has been indicted, is that he leaked a document after he was fired. He hid it through his friend in New York, so he leaked the New York Times. It's their outside activity that makes me suspicious of them. I mean, you obviously have to look to see whether or not.
Exactly. Why are they sending stuff to their writers, their memoirs, leaking this information that's supposed to be classified? I don't know. And then, why did he write down things that he testified under oath differently? If you look at it that way, it is a lie. Whether it's an intentional lie or on purpose lie, I don't know. I guess that's what has to be proven in court.
That they did lie or not lie, but it's this sort of extraneous stuff, and they seem to. They say such horrible things publicly. That it's like it's difficult to understand them.
Yeah, great point. I mean, you're right. Comey brings in this guy, Daniel Richman, brings him in for it seemed to me, the sole purpose of laundering information through him and leaking classified information through him out to the press. And that's what the whole Comey memos and everything else. So I think you're exactly right. And then of course, Brennan and Comey were there when it all began. I mean, this all started in 16 and 17. I say December 20.
Exactly. Brennan and Comey, FBI, CIA. We're there during this whole dossier scandal. So the two of them were definitely in cahoots, not to mention the intelligence community and the NSA, probably our alphabet agencies. We'll see how this plays out, though. It still has, grand jury. We'll see what they do.
2016, between Election Day and then Inauguration Day, that's when this all took place, and they changed the intelligence community report. They changed the report, and Brennan and Clapper were the guys doing it. Comey was part of that. They all go up to Trump Tower on January 6, 2017.
Oh, snaps. I forgot about Clapper. You had Clapper clapping. You had Brennan talking and Comey squawking. All right.
Briefed the president on the report they have changed to make it say something that wasn't supported by the underlying intelligence, the underlying evidence. So just wasn't there. So this is where it began, and now I think these guys are being held to account, which is, I think, appropriate, particularly Mr. Brennan, who I think has shown a pattern of misleading and not being square with Congress and with the country.
People think...
All right, we're going to see how this plays out. So Jim Jordan responded to John Brennan that was on MSNBC. He says that he wrote down basically things that he contradicted when he actually testified in front of Congress. So that is a lie. Whether it's an intentional lie or an on-purpose lie, I guess we'll find out and the grand jury will decide whether he needs to go to trial or not, or if he should be indicted. Thanks for hanging out. Like, comment. All right, I'll see you in the next video.